Hello, everybody. Welcome to the ICB. Today is December 6th, and the ICB is an advisory board to the Utah Interpreter Program. We want to welcome all of the guests who are joining us in this meeting today. Please keep your cameras off during the meeting unless you're on the ICB. And then later on, we will address everybody and give you guys an opportunity if you'd like to turn your camera on and make a comment. Just trying to make sure I can change it so I can see everybody, not just myself on the Zoom meeting here. All right. I like seeing everybody personally, so that's better for me. We do have some new board members, but they're not here today, but we wanted to welcome that individual. But maybe you've seen an announcement for the new board member, which is Clint Behunin. Maybe we will see him at the next meeting. He is our new interpreter representative, replacing Tony. We will go ahead and turn the time now over to Jess for the agenda items number 1. That is testing, training, and coordinator for who is Melody Pico. And Jess is saying, thank you guys very much. Last time we had the ICB meeting, we announced that we would be having a new position, and we had interviewed for that. And since that time, we have hired Melody Fico. And she is our new testing training coordinator. I'll go ahead and turn the time over to her and let her go ahead and introduce herself to you all. And is the spotlight on me? Melody's checking, which it is. Hello, everybody. My name is Melody. I started with UIP around 2 to 3 months ago. So I've been here for a little while, kind of just picking up information. My background is I've been involved in interpreting for a long time in different various places. I've done a lot of VRS, college, university, and the medical field. I've been involved in working with students as a mentor. I've also been involved in different organizations as well, in various roles under UTRID and other organizations. So there's a little bit of information about me and my background. In the last couple of months, in working here at UIP, I've been learning a lot more about the UIP testing system and what all goes into that, learning the testing material and working on training our raters. So that's kind of what I have been doing. Looking forward to working with all of you guys on the ICB. So this is the first time that UIP has had this type of a position. So one person who focuses mainly on testing and training. And so, again, we're very happy and grateful that Melody is here. And in the 3 months she's been here, she's already making a huge difference for the kind of support we're able to provide for interpreters and for overseeing our testing system. She's doing a great job. She's rock solid. So thank you, Melody, for all you're doing. Do any of you guys have any questions for Melody? All right. Doesn't look like, oh, maybe looks like Ben might have a question. Let's go ahead and spotlight Ben. Hey, welcome, Melody. I'm excited to work with you. What is your biggest goal in the role that you have? What is it you're looking to accomplish? That's a good question, Ben. When I started this job, well, actually, let me back up a little bit. sometimes I would work in other roles that would, before I would do all that, I would do a lot of research. But this was a new position. In the past, there's never been anybody who's done this. I think other people had that responsibility as part of their other duties as assigned, but as a sole approach, no one's ever done that. So I first of all want to see what is going on and see how things come up, and we'll kind of set some goals. That's been my approach thus far, just trying to flexibly try to fit into the UIP system, the testing system. And Ben saying, okay, thank you. Looks like Jessica has a question. Let's go ahead and spotlight Jessica. So you said she's already accomplished a few things. What's your biggest accomplishment so far, Melody? Are you asking me or are you asking Jess? Who are you asking? Oh, I'm asking you, Melody. Okay, what is my biggest accomplishment so far? Give me a second. I will have to think about that. I know that was a difficult question. I apologize. I'm sorry. And Melody's saying, that's fine. I think that right now, a lot of the things in the starting process, but I haven't accomplished those goals yet. So I think there are several things that I've started that look good, but are not completed yet. So maybe at the next ICB, I can give you guys an announcement of maybe some of my accomplishments. And Jessica's saying, I can respect that. That sounds good. I like that when you take time to think about those. So and if you want to give us a report later on, that's fine. Thank you for that. Do we want to go on to agenda item number 2, or does anybody else have any other comments or questions for Melody? All right, let's go ahead and go to an agenda item number 2. So agenda item number 2, we want to start by saying that Ben is awesome. I just want to start off by saying that. He has been the leader for our PPM committee. And I'm trying to find the right sign, but I don't want to say that I failed Ben, but I haven't had the time really to focus on my part of rewriting the PPM. But Ben and the group have finished their part, and they've been waiting for me to finish mine. So we don't really have a report for this ICB because I haven't finished my part of it yet. So I owe Ben and his group an apology, and want to say thank you to all of them for all their patience. While I had other priorities I was focusing on, I want them to know I appreciate their hard work on that. So that's number 2. Are there any questions on the PPM? We'll go ahead and spotlight Jessica. Do you have an expected date for the completion or any new goals that you want to report to us about as far as the PPM goes? From what I've heard, the week between December 25th and January 1st typically is pretty slow at the center. There's not a lot going on. So I'm hoping to utilize that week to really focus on the PPM, getting my part of that done. And then I can send it out to the group for discussion. And Jessica saying, okay, thank you. Appreciate that. Is there anything that we can do to support Ben's group more? Is there anything else that you need done? Information, research, or feedback from the rest of the group? Any way that we can support that committee? I think for me, we just need to I just have to find the time to do my part to write everything out. But Ben, do you have anything that you want the ICB to do for you? And Ben is saying, also want to make sure I recognize Jess, because again, she's doing an awesome job. I feel like I'm lucky to be part of this great group. I think there's a lot of smart minds involved there. And so I've been learning a lot from this experience. So was grateful for everything that it taught me about the interpreter certification. We don't really need anything. Like Jess has mentioned, there's just a little bit more time, a little bit more patience to finish up the project. I think we should be fine. My understanding is our goal is in the next 3 months, we should have something ready for the committee. So we're good. Jessica saying, thank you, Ben. Are there any other questions for that? Okay, going on to the next item for discussion on the ICB. We need the annual vote for the chair and vice chair. So last year, when we approached this vote, we wanted to get more information about who or what were the roles included. So I will emphasize again what is needed for the chair and the role of the vice chair. So I'm just pulling up the bylaws really quick. Give me a moment. So if you look at page 3 of the bylaws, it explains, hold on just a second. I'm on the wrong page. Okay, if you go to page 2, Article 5, the responsibilities of the chair include, but not limited to, managing the meeting, developing the meeting agenda, and overseeing the ad hoc committees. For the vice chair, their responsibilities include assisting the chair in whatever they need help with, if that's managing the meeting, if the chair is unable to be there. Again, it's not a long list of requirements. The responsibilities are pretty simple most of the time. And you get a view of the background, for example, being and seeing Jess and helping her with some of the ad hoc committees. So again, for example, you would have to listen to complaints against interpreters or other types of complaints. If there are any appeals, there's an appeals committee for overseeing that. Then also you would be overseeing the testing process. It doesn't take a lot of your time. I would encourage you guys, if you are nominated, go ahead and accept that nomination. So is there any discussion before we start the nominations? Okay. I would like to say that we do have a full quorum right now. You must have 5 members of the board, and that does include the representative from the consumers and 1 representative from the interpreters or the interpreting community. So we do have that today. So I do believe we can go ahead and nominate and vote. So I will go ahead and open the phone. Yep, go right ahead, Teresa.
Okay.
Yep, go ahead.
Okay, Teresa, did you have a question? We're just switching interpreters, I said. Okay, so the floor is now open for nominations for chair. Everybody's quiet. We're all looking around at everybody, just says. Okay, I'll start things off. I feel like I should nominate Ben Daniel for chair. Anyone want to add a nomination? Can I nominate you again? Ben says. Yes, you can nominate me again, Jessica says. Then I nominate Jessica, Ben says. And then David says, I second that. Any more nominations for chair or co-chair? Okay. So we should go ahead and place a vote. Out of the two nominations, please vote for Ben as the chair role for the 2024 year. Those of you who want to nominate him, do so by raising your hand. Okay. Paul? Does any board members, can you vote for both? Because the numbers are still going to be different, right? Let me count. Hold on a second. And she's counting. Jessica says, I think we only can vote once then. But to be honest, in overseeing everything on the bylaws, I don't see any rules pertaining to voting. So I'm assuming that you can vote twice, but it kind of defeats the purpose, you know? But if I just don't know if the numbers were there or not, Paul says. Jess, this is kind of your meeting. So do you want to set a precedent about voting once or twice or what? You want to tie this up for the meeting today? Jess says, I think if we have 4 people to choose to vote for, excuse me, then we can vote twice, and that would reduce it down to 2. But starting with just 2 off from the get-go, I'm sorry, I don't feel like I feel like voting for 1 is all we could accept right now. All right, thank you. So just to clarify, Jess says not only the board members vote, it's only the board members that can vote, and nobody else can vote outside of that realm. Okay, so Jessica says, so Ben Daniels' role is chair for 2024 year. Those who want to vote yes, please raise your hand. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So it seems like we have a winner. So congratulations, Ben. Do you accept the nomination? I forgot to ask that initially. Oh no. I should have asked that initially. I just want to make sure the time, how much time outside of meetings do I need to count on? It doesn't really take much time outside. As a chair, you have a co-chair to support you, so you can just be involved as much as you want to be, but it's not just you serving only. You can delegate assignments to the co-chair person. Oh, I will delegate for sure. If I can do that, then I definitely will do that. Okay. Jessica says, so first of all, thank you. And now we will have our nomination for the co-chair, or excuse me, the vice chair person. So thank you, Tom, for your role and being involved in this process for the year 2023. Thank you. We want to show our support for you in that. Let's go ahead and open up the floor for nominations for vice chairperson for the 2024 year. Any nominations? Amelia? Go ahead, Amelia. I want to nominate. I'm sorry, your finger spelling is so little. Allison, thank you. Allison said no, no, no. Okay. David. All right, are you watching me? I want to nominate Jessica as the assistant or vice co-chair. Can I do that? And Jessica says, yes, you can. And I do accept the nomination. Anyone else? Thank you. Any other nominations for the vice chair? Okay. So who else? Anybody want to nominate somebody, or should we go ahead and vote? We don't really need to vote anyway. The last call is for the nominations for vice chair. Okay. Voting is closed. So Jessica Callahan is voted for the 2024. I can't sign very well today. I'm sorry, you all. The year 2024 vice chair. All of those who say yes, raise your hand. Thank you. And we are set. Now, thank you all for your participation. I want to go back to the agenda. Thank you again, Ben, for accepting your roles. And this will be a new adventure for you. Ben says, I will probably skip all the meetings and delegate for that to you. Jessica says, I want to remind you all that all the members that by the bylaws and by the rules that you need to attend 75% of the meetings. So that's according to the bylaws. 3 out of 4 just says in 1 year. So yeah, so that's not too bad. It's just in a year. So go to 3 at least and you'll be fine. Okay. So after voting, that has been done, and we appreciate everyone's service to the community in this position. The interpreter can't see anybody except for Jessica. We're going to go ahead and actually, the next agenda item is having a discussion, an open discussion. We are not able to do these next 2 items. So 3 months ago, we had proposed to write a letter or draft a letter for recommendations to have a printing of the interpreters who have lapsed, who no longer are recognized by the state of Utah and are no longer able to interpret here legally. So we have not received that draft to read and review. So we have nothing to discuss today in regards to that agenda item. And we can't vote on it because we haven't received anything. We're going to go ahead and skip that. The next item is another discussion that we can't hold because the person leading that discussion or that presentation is not here today, which is Stephen Ehrlich. He's not attending today, so we have an open discussion. So we're going to go ahead and move those 2 items to March's agenda or meeting, if that's okay. Anybody oppose that idea to move those items to March? Any other items that you want to add for the month of March? No? Okay. So go ahead and consider, if something comes up, email us and we can add those items. Jess. we have so much time left over. I want to go ahead and open the floor for any members of the public who want to make a comment or make suggestions or what it may be, make an announcement relating to interpreters and the interpreting field or the deaf community, or if you have any announcements in general. So let's go ahead and open up the floor for that. If any of you want to turn on your cameras so that you can be recognized and we can have this discussion, I welcome that. Okay, all I see is silence. Not any for everybody's comfortable, I understand. Cody, you always have something to say to folks. Do you want to say anything? No, I don't have anything to say. I'm just watching the meeting and enjoying myself. Okay. Jessica's saying, I guess we just have a short but sweet, awesome meeting. So hope you all have a happy holiday. And thank you, Jess, for including us today. And thank you, board members, for coming and attending and having this dialogue today. It's been a different kind of meeting today, and that's okay. We accept that. I think it's all good. We want to move to close. Can anybody second that? I move to close the meeting, Ben says, and David seconds that. Okay, thank you all for participating. Have a nice holiday and have a good night. And goodbye. Clay saying, nice to see you, everybody. People are waving goodbye and hanging out.